Hello, and welcome to Pacbrake's install video series. Today we are installing an HP10002 amp airspring kit on a Ram 3500, but the procedure is the same for both Ram 1500 and 2500 trucks as well. This kit is used for multiple applications. HP10002 kits use a double convoluted airspring, while the HP10089 kits use a single convoluted airspring. Other than that, the installation procedure for both kits is the same. Take the upper roll plate and place it on top of the airspring, then install the air fitting. You can do this for the other airspring as well. Please note that this kit contains 4 3/8 inch by 7/8 inch cap screws for the upper bracket, and 4 3/8 inch by 1 inch cap screws for the lower bracket. It is very important that these cap screws be identified before proceeding. Installing the incorrect cap screw will cause the airspring to leak. Take the upper airspring mounting bracket and place it on top of the airspring and roll plate. You can tell which one is the upper airspring mounting bracket by the 2 3/8 inch holes next to the air fitting cutout. Fasten the bracket to the airspring using 2 of the 3/8 inch by 7/8 inch cap screws provided, torquing both to 20 foot-pounds. Place the lower roll plate on the bottom of the airspring. Then place the lower support bracket on the roll plate with the bent leg to the same side as the air fitting in the upper end of the airspring. The bent leg of the support bracket must be pointing away from the airspring. Align the 2 holes in the bracket with those in the roll plate and the airspring. 2 of the 3-inch long carriage bolts must be installed into the 2 elongated holes of the lower bracket before it can be fastened to the airspring and roll plate. Take 2 of the 1-inch long cap screws and lock washers and fasten the bracket to the airspring, torquing both cap screws to 20 foot-pounds. Please note that the lower bracket have 2 extra sets of holes to fit various applications. Use only the mounting holes shown for this application. When installing on a vehicle, the lower bracket will be offset toward the outside of the vehicle, and the air inlet fitting should be toward the inside of the vehicle. Raise the vehicle enough for a comfortable working height using a hoist or floor jack, and support the axle with jack stands. You can then remove both jounce bumpers. Using the M10 by 35 cap screws provided, fasten the upper airspring mounting bracket to the frame. The upper bracket must be installed to the jounce bumper with an air inlet fitting cutout and rectangular holes in the bracket facing toward the center of the vehicle. Torquing the cap screws to 30 foot-pounds. Insert the airspring between the jounce bumper mounting plate and the axle tube, making sure your air fittings are pointing toward the center of the vehicle. You could then loosely install 2 of the 1 1/4 inch long carriage bolt through the upper mounting plates with the flat washers and nylock nuts. Install the 3-inch carriage bolts into the bottom bracket. Then loosely install the axle straps to the carriage bolts using the flat washers and nylock nuts provided. You could then adjust the airspring assembly to the upper bracket by moving around the lower bracket on the axle tube to ensure the airspring is correctly aligned. Check the clearance around the brake lines and carriage bolts, making sure the brake line does not touch the carriage bolts. Adjust if necessary. Once alignment of the airsprings is correct, tighten the 2 1 1/4 carriage bolts to 20 foot-pounds, and then torque the 4 axle strap carriage bolt nuts to 20 foot-pounds as well. Repeat on the other airspring. Install the clamp securing the emergency brake cable to the driver's side front using the 1 1/4 inch carriage bolt. Install the heat shield by bending the 2 center tabs as shown. Attach the heat shield with the gear clamp supplied to the exhaust pipe to protect the airspring from heat. Install the 2 fill valves. The most common place to install them is to replace the license plate fasteners with the fill valves. Route the nylon hose to an airspring fitting, cut the hose, and connect to the airspring fitting. Repeat with the other fill valve. Secure air lines with the tie straps provided away from moving items and heat sources. Inflate both the air springs to 90 psi. Use a mixture of dish soap and water on all airline connections to detect any air leaks. If you see bubbles forming, a leak is present and must be repaired. Alternatively, inflate your air springs to a predetermined value, then recheck the pressure on the following day. If one or both air springs have lost any pressure, a leak is present and must be repaired. Retest until no leaks occur. We hope this video made your installation run as smoothly as possible. Should you have any questions or concerns, give our customer service reps a call at 800-663-0096 or visit us on the website at pacbrake.com. If you found this video useful, please share it with your friends and like and subscribe below. Thank you for watching.